obviously they got some newcomers to this team. They got young players, and then they got returners that are embracing new roles, and a lot's going to be asked of them. That takes an adjustment. It's not just practice and summer workouts or those fall practices. It's game reps and game experience. Sometimes that takes some time, especially early on, to build that chemistry. But Mizzou's continuing to build here in the early portion of the season.
Missouri in white, Prairie View in purple. Panthers open in a zone. Javon Porter for three. Rattles out. Rebound out of bounds. Last touch by Mark Mitchell, and Prairie View gets it. Javon Porter did not play in the second half of that Minnesota game. Jacob Cruz got a lot of his minutes and played really well.
That's something Mizzou's going to have to watch for. Prairie View A&M probably going to run a lot of zone tonight. How is Mizzou going to break that with the pass?
Prairie View has a very experienced roster. No freshmen, just one sophomore. Joseph all the way inside for two. Leading scorer this year at better than 19 per game, Tyrion Joseph, grad student from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
That's what he does. He drives the ball, he attacks. This is a team that gets to the free throw line a good amount. There's 76 at the team, 22 points come from line. They want to attack the rim right there. Great drive, great finish.
Porter into the corner. Sebastian Mack too strong. Joseph the backside rebound. He goes to the ground, and it's out of bounds off Joseph. A Prairie View turnover.
Unfortunate right there. Joseph right there had the rebound, just lost his footing. Missouri fortunate to get an extra possession here.
Same starting five for Missouri. Sean Phillips, the big guy in the middle. Mark Mitchell and Javon Porter join him in the front court. Anthony Robinson and Sebastian Mack in the backcourt.
It's a matchup zone from Prairie View. Somewhat 3-2, somewhat 2-3. Great active hands. It's a team that gets a lot of steals, averaging 12 steals a game.
Porter, same spot. This time it goes down.
It's a good sign for Javon Porter. Like you said, didn't play in the second half of the Minnesota game. Being aggressive early on, trying to find his shot. Good shooter. Needs to provide some stability around the rim, on the glass. Missouri obviously was dominating the first half against Minnesota on the glass. Javon Porter has to make threes, has to rebound the ball.
Porter's second made three of the year on 8 tries. Wells inside, bodies into Porter, couldn't finish, and Phillips clears it.
Another big key right there, Sean Phillips rebounding the ball. Last couple games, not much from him. He's got to find that consistent groove on both ends of the floor.
Porter off the ball fake. Back-to-back triples for Javon Porter. A half dozen already in the first 2 minutes.
Good shot fake. Dude, that looked like his brother there. Just good feet, keeps his balance. Little shot fake, gets the defender fly by and knocks down the jumper. Pretty looking shot.
Out of bounds, last touch by Missouri. Pair of triples for Porter, who had made just one coming in.
The key for Missouri, can you shoot Prairie out of the zone early right there? There's the first one in rhythm. And a good left-hand pass by Anthony Robinson. Not an easy pass, just with defenders flying in the passing lane. Good read, good pass, good footwork as well from Javon Porter.
Williams off on the pull-up. Mitchell down low. Mack negotiates to the rim, but couldn't finish.
He's such a force downhill, just couldn't finish on that drive.
And a foul away for the ball goes against Keyshawn Mason, grad student from Shawnee, Oklahoma, tied up down low with Anthony Robinson. Byron Smith, head coach of the Panthers. His team coming off a 27-point loss to Oklahoma State. Porter underneath his foul.
Good sign, good pass right there from Sean Phillips. Missouri trying to use its size there, getting Javon Porter on just a little slice cut. Downhill, getting that kind of pinch post action through Sean Phillips, but then sealing up the line with Javon Porter. Javon Porter going strong to the rim, gets the call.
Porter connects on the free throw. He's made 6 of 9, counting that one this year. And if he hits this free throw, he'll have matched his career high on his young Mizzou tenure. 8 points in 3 minutes and 5 seconds.
Being ultra aggressive here early. Most aggressive we've seen Javon Porter this season so far.
And you love to see the response too, because you know there were folks wondering after that second half if his starting spot might be up for grabs.
Yep. I like the move, too, from Dennis Gates. Trying to keep his confidence up so early on in the season here in Game 5. You're at home.
Robinson has started really hot from deep this year. Steps in. Offensive rebound, Phillips. As it strips. Robinson can't corral it. Torrey Wells on the run. Count it plus the foul.
Good finish. And Sean Phillips, offensive rebound, you can't put the ball down. You got 4 guys around you. You got to kick that ball out for open 3. Right here, you can just see quick active hands from Wells. It's a good steal. Sean Phillips got to keep the ball high, kick that ball out, make quicker decision. And it's a tough call there. Anthony Robinson getting the cheap foul. It's an easy 3-point play. Right there, if you're Anthony Robinson, you just can't give up a layup if you're going to foul. It's a soft foul and an easy chance for a 3-point play here for Corey Wells.
Robinson picked up 2 fouls in the first half against Minnesota last week and then had the 3rd early in the second half. And Dennis Gates was not thrilled about either foul number 2 or foul number 3 in that game.
And here comes pressure. It's another thing I was looking for was just Prairie View bringing the pressure. 2-2-1 right here. Again, this is a team that wants to create steals. 37 steals on the season. They're a team that doesn't shoot the ball all that well from 3 right now this season, 20%. So they want to create chaos, get steals, play in transition, get easy layups.
Nice big-to-big feed. Mark Mitchell through contact. First Missouri bucket outside of Javon Porter.
That's all day. And that's a good find from Sean Phillips. 2 good passes from the big man. That time finding Mark Mitchell 5-4 on the pass from the center to the power forward. Mark Mitchell keeps the ball high and finishes.
There's Wells off his 3-point play. Phillips has his 3rd board.
Good defense by Mark Mitchell just to stay down. Second man to leave the floor. Good contest.
Should say 4 rebounds for 4.5 minutes for Phillips. Traffic inside. Put it on the floor again, and it's tied up. Dante Horn. So Phillips with 4 rebounds, but not finding a lot of space underneath. Nonetheless, a 5-point lead early for Missouri.
Mizzou back in 2017, 2018. At that time, one of the biggest Mizzou signees that Conzo Martin got at that time that really rejuvenated the program and brought Jonte Porter, obviously Jeremiah Tillman, a lot of great players that came in through that Missouri program with Michael Porter. Unfortunately, Mike got hurt. But, man, you look at the career Michael Porter is having now with the Brooklyn Nets. But Javon's stroke, very similar. He's got a very high release. Obviously, he's got great size. He's long. But really that balance, compact, just really going straight up, straight down on his jump shot. That's where you touched on just that easy ball fake, shot fake, and he's not off balance. He's on balance. He goes straight up into his shot. A lot of confidence. This is a player, one of 11 players nationally to have 350 points, 200 rebounds, and 40 made threes with 35 blocks last season at Loyola Marymount. So he's very productive. This is obviously a very different level, but there is still a role for Javon Porter at 6'11" in the SEC where he can make a shot, play off the ball, rebound the ball, and he's got to bring some toughness to both ends of the floor. That's what's going to keep him on the floor, is playing tough consistently on both ends of the floor.
Mason gets by Phillips, goes into Mack, who stayed vertical.
Speaking of toughness, Sebastian Mack just ensues that tough pass there.
You mentioned what a big signee Michael Porter Jr. was for Missouri in that class of 2017. We'll talk at halftime about Mizzou's signing class coming in the class of 2026. There is similar excitement. Maybe not around any one individual in quite the same way, but spread amongst the trio.
Michael Porter was such a talented high school player. Obviously, he went to Seattle and to come back to Mizzou with Conzo Martin. Obviously, Michael Porter, senior, jumping on staff at Mizzou. It was such a big-time moment in the program. The program was really kind of bleeding, trying to find some life with Conzo Martin as a new head coach, and bringing in that recruiting class was huge. Obviously, didn't go the way Mizzou fans would want, but you always remember those times with that recruiting class.
3 Tigers on the floor. Missouri on the run. Turn back over to Horn.
Can't turn the ball over. That's what Prairie View wants tonight, is to force turnovers and do that.
Wells with the stop.
Athleticism running the floor. Playing ahead of the ball. And Wells, that's the second time he's run that right lane. And right there, no hesitation above the rim.
Robinson all the way up. A poster and a foul. Hello, Anthony Robinson.
I see your dunk and I raise you one. Anthony Robinson maintaining the ball, got the ball deflected, stays with the play, and goes up strong through contact for the three-point play right here. Here's the turnover from Prairie View A&M. Another unforced turnover for Missouri. And leading the break as Wells ahead of the pack with the throwdown, and just split in two. The speed, the athleticism, the length of Anthony Robinson. He's got to continue to do that. He's shooting the ball so well this year. He's really good downhill, getting to the rim, and obviously getting to that free throw line. 77% a year ago. Shooting it well this season as well.
He's been shooting the ball well all over the floor so far this year.
67% from three, 50% from the field. So shooting better from three than he is from the field.
Usual defensive menace as well. Wells, awkward jump pass. Connected to Joseph, step back three, and he nails it. 5 points for Tyrion Joseph in the early going.
Big shot from Joseph there. Back to the zone, but Prairie View A&M hitting that three is a big moment for them. They're a team that wants to attack, and they're open. They will take a few here and there. They don't want to shoot a ton of threes. Right there in rhythm and knocks it down.
Luke Northweather and Jaden Stone in off the Missouri bench. Robinson pulls up and misses. Rebound yanked down by Horn. Horn runs into Stone on the sideline and draws the foul on the Australian.
Right here we take a look at the three from Joseph on the skip pass. I just thought he was out of bounds there, but there's the ball screen, and Luke Northweather just into the game. It's too late on that closeout. Hands down just a little too much. Got to get that hand extended and take away vision, but big time shot from Joseph, 5 points early on.
Jacob Cruz off the bench for the first time. One of two bench players from Missouri averaging double-digit points so far this year. He's just under 11 points a game. Jaden Stone, as you mentioned, Jared, at the outset, 14 a game, second leading scorer for Missouri. Neither one of them has yet started a game.
Yeah, you look at the evolution of Jacob Cruz, 38% dating back to last year, his last 14 games. The first games of his season last year, the 19 games, he was 29% from three. So he keeps getting better and better in a Missouri uniform, and he's starting the year on a good note already.
Robinson gets downhill and finishes easily.
That's the body control we always talk about with Anthony Robinson. Such a great athlete. He can hit the jets right there, slows his pace. Lets the defender fly by, and a soft touch off glass.
Cruz pulls in the rebound. Rise and fire. Rebounded by Bolton.
Jacob Cruz has that shooter's mentality. He's in rhythm, and he's feeling that he's going to pull that from anywhere on this floor. Dennis Gates gives him the green light when he comes in on that second unit.
Joseph off the cross, air ball.
And that one more rush, good contest from Anthony Robinson as the help side defender there, just to get a contest, get a hand up. That altered that shot into an air ball. Great stuff from Anthony Robinson.
Theo Barrett off the bench for Mizzou. So Mark Mitchell, the only starter left on the floor. Anthony Robinson sits down. Cruz puts it on the floor. Through contact, wouldn't go. Bolton pulls down a physical rebound.
It's a good attack, but Jacob Cruz had the drop-off with Northweather there for a wide-open layup. Just missed him.
Mason, awkward skip pass, finds its way to Joseph somehow. Off the heel, Stone runs it down. Cruz is with him. Mitchell trailing. Mark Mitchell!
We're on the floor. You get rewarded. Mark Mitchell was behind the play, but full-on sprint. Right down, rim running. Active hands, good find by Jaden Stone to slow down. Didn't have numbers. Mark Mitchell cuts right in between for the easy dunk.
Missouri foul takes us into a timeout. Tigers have extended the lead to 7. Anthony Robinson had a dunk earlier in this sequence. Mark Mitchell puts the exclamation point on it. Yeah, doesn't quite get up like that. Yeah. Speaking of dunks that didn't occur in the game but are significant, this is a stretch. That was a real segue. All right, we're on to the check tonight. In pregame, we got to watch Honor Boateng, who is dressed tonight.
Yep.
Throw down some self alley-oops, and Trent Burns, who is not but was dressed up until the last moments before the game started, throw down a windmill as well.
Yeah, there were some teases in pregame. There was for sure some things that Mizzou fans can be excited about here in the coming weeks. Hopefully get some guys back, getting healthy, getting right for some non-conference games coming up on that schedule. There are going to be some big games for Mizzou.
Joseph can't get it. Northweather the rebound. Pace has picked up a little bit here in the middle of the first half. Stone can stroke it. They leave him alone, and he makes him pay.
Yeah, you don't leave that guy, especially wide open. Jaden Stone, speaking of pregame, he shot the lights out in his pregame. I love his pregame work, too. He goes full speed, threes, mid-range, shooting off the bounce, shooting off different feet. His pregame work is really good. He's definitely a locked-in older player. He brings an intensity to the floor right there. You're not going to guard him. He's going to knock that down.
Williams having to fight off Barrett just to get to the ball. Joseph with 7 to shoot. Joseph, awkward finish.
Tough, hang time. Back was to the basket when he went into that shot, just spun. Good touch, good spin off the glass.
Snaps a 7-0 run for Missouri and a more than 3-minute scoring drought for Prairie View. Mitchell is fouled. You mentioned the pregame work for Stone. How long did it take you in your career, whether it was in high school or in college, to feel like you had figured out a routine that really was going to get you ready as a shooter, especially if you were coming off the bench?
Yeah, I think it evolves, and I also think it does help when you have guys around you that kind of bleed that same breath in terms of the work that you want to put in. When I think back to my time, obviously playing with Kim English, Marcus Denman, Phil Press, and Mike Dixon, those guys, we would do shooting competitions in the summer. We would challenge each other in the weight room. It's all about competition at this level, and especially when you have guys that are bought into the work, you want to match that as well. And with Jaden coming in, older player, a lot of newcomers around him, but the work that Mark Mitchell puts in on his game, that speaks for itself. Sean Phillips brings a motor every day. And Jaden Stone brings that kind of Detroit toughness. He's got Mercy on that left shoulder with that tattoo. Detroit Mercy, you go back and pull up some of those clips when he played there. He was a scorer, but he played so hard. And I think when you just look at a guy that loves the game like he does, you see it. And you see it not just in his game on the floor, but in pregame you see it as well, which is how locked in he is. That's how he is in practice at Pro Day here a couple weeks ago before the season started. He was a guy out here early. He was out shooting. He was out getting GAs throwing him passes. Coaches were throwing him passes. He wants those extra reps. And when you want to be great, you have that edge. You have that work ethic mentality. It's going to help the games be easier when you're practicing and playing as hard as he does.
Porter finds a back-cutting Cruz for the reverse.
Great pass by Javon Porter. Javon Porter showing some great minutes here from Mizzou. But that's a great cut by Jacob Cruz on the baseline. Underrated aspect of his game, something Jacob Cruz has to do more of. Not stand, especially when other guys got. He's a good cut. Lose him, and when he cuts behind that, he's a good finisher as well. He's got good size. It's a great pass. Tough window as well. And a tough finish from Jacob Cruz, falling to the floor, but good concentration through the play.
Stone steals it straight off the inbound.
Jaden Stone's going to be a complete player. I think Dennis Gates is really excited about him. He's obviously second on the team in scoring, comes off the bench. In terms of double figures, averaging 14 a game. He's been really efficient for the Tigers on both ends.
Foul on Prairie View. We mentioned earlier, just a couple of minutes ago, Honor Boateng getting closer. Maybe we'll even see him tonight. He's in uniform. Trent Burns certainly closer after he was putting the windmill dunks through in warm-ups. Hopefully Trent Pierce not too far away as well. This is going to get awfully crowded. You talked about competition. The competition for minutes on this team, Phillips lays it up and in, is going to be ultra intense.
Well, that's why it's important. You're seeing Javon Porter being aggressive. The message has been received. Javon Porter's coming out here knowing, wait, I got 3 guys. 2 of them have that type of length and size at the 4 or 5 position, where Javon Porter's still trying to earn minutes. I know he's starting, but there's obviously things that can change. Dennis Gates is not afraid to change up his lineups, as Mizzou fans know. He might throw some different starting lineups come league play. You never know. That's the value of having the versatility and the depth that Dennis Gates wants in his roster.
9 players already on the floor for Mizzou. Deep step back, too strong from Corey Dunning.
Jacob Cruz around that rim, rebounding the ball. Those are little things that earn you minutes.
Skip pass, Javon Porter. Offensive rebound, Phillips, but it's stripped out of bounds. Last off of the Panthers.
For Sean Phillips to get in the mix here, it doesn't come up with the offensive rebound, but again, the guy that's playing really hard right now, a guy that needs to be active and build confidence and start to build that production that we saw from the Howard game where Sean Phillips had the double-double. He's a guy that can really impact winning for Mizzou this season, not just in a game like tonight, but games that are coming. As Mizzou fans know, some big ones on the schedule. SEC play, he's going to have to be a productive player night in and night out for Mizzou.
We've seen Missouri go 10 deep so far this year. Nick Randall, the freshman, has had some opportunities. And Missouri turns it over.
And Dennis Gates is not going to be happy about that. Anthony Robinson's going to check right in for T.O. Barrett. T.O. Barrett's smarter than that. They're taking the ball out of bounds. You got to make sure you see the entire floor. Jaden Stone doesn't see that his foot's on the line. Dennis Gates not happy about that turnover.
Prairie View down 14.
It's a great double by Jacob Cruz and Sean Phillips.
Joseph off the skip pass. Phillips the rebound.
Joseph's had a couple clean looks from that corner off the catch. Just hasn't gone down, but the right shot on the skip pass.
Missouri on a 6-0 run over the last couple of minutes. 13-2 over the last 5. Back cut. Stone! Lift off!
There's the athleticism. Don't get it twisted. Jade Stone can go finish above the rim. Another great pass, though, from Javon Porter. Not just making threes, but the passing has been really good here in the first half.
Horn goes baseline. Double clutch pass. Sets up Williams. Rebound Phillips, his 8th of the opening half.
It's a great sign. Dominate the glass. This against Sean Phillips with that size. Needs to be in double figures. Rebound the ball.
Jacob Cruz. That jumper still wet.
That is pure. He's got such a quick release in the range, too. Doesn't need much space.
Missouri pulling away. It's a 19-point advantage. Only 13 minutes played. Porter is fouled. An 18-2 run for Missouri, and the lead is now 19 for the Tigers.
All things going Missouri's way. It's been Javon Porter. He's making threes. He's making passes. And how about the newcomer, Jaden Stone, playing well, and Jacob Cruz, nothing but the bottom of the cup. 55 from the field, 50 from 3, have great balance, but you can see right there, second in the country at 58% from the field. And Mizzou has shot over 50% in the first 4 games for the first time since the 82-83 season. They're also shooting 44% from 3. You look at Kansas State and Mizzou played in a preseason exhibition game. A lot of Mizzou fans watched, and you saw the offense in that game. That was a track meet in that game. That was the first time out for both teams. So no surprise so far through these first 4 games. Mizzou being in the top 5, obviously second in the country, but this is where they were at times last year too, when they were high in field goal percentage, high in free throw rate. It's a great sign, but can they keep that sustained throughout a season and keep consistency? Because that's a big identity piece to this team.
Excellent start for Javon Porter. 10 points, 3 assists. Wells pulls up and connects.
Good defense, but better offense. Great shot by Wells on the pull-up. It's good defense by Javon Porter. Just a little shimmy and nice little pull-up.
Porter into double figures for the first time as a Tiger. His previous Missouri career high was 8 of the first 4 games. Just too strong on the 3. Of course, he was held scoreless against Minnesota last Wednesday. Excellent response from him. Joseph did well to maintain his balance.
That's tough. That's a physical finish. Just threw Sebastian Mack off him, and then the soft left hand, just one-handed tough. Kind of a floating runner right there with the soft left hand. Great move by Joseph.
Back-to-back buckets for Prairie View.
Sebastian Mack, good D. Doesn't foul, both hands up, but just kind of a little separation. And a nice soft floater.
Joseph and Wells have all 16 Prairie View points. They were combined 7 out of 14, 50% from the field. The rest of the team, no points on 0 for 9.
Wells, we saw the obviously explosiveness and athleticism on his dunk earlier. This guy averages close to 12 a game, close to 7 rebounds a game. So good production, versatile wing, good size, can defend, can pass, can score. He's going to do a lot of good things for Prairie View.
Mitchell lopes his way all the way to the rim.
Just so crafty at his size. He's got guard skills. In those cracks of defenses, he can just slither his way to the rim. And that's the off right hand that we've seen so much. So good with both hands, finishing at the rim.
Off the mark from Elijah Mitchell at the other end. Robinson through traffic. Robinson rolls it home.
It's a tough bucket. Anthony Robinson comes right and goes coast to coast through the defense. Probably 3 purple jerseys around him. And the physicality to finish. Anthony Robinson has added some strength to his frame, and he's showing it here early on.
Joseph, step back. Around and out. High flying rebound by Stone.
That's what you love to see as a guard. It's on the perimeter that comes down crashing, getting that rebound.
Anthony Robinson, dead eye.
How good, that was right in front of us, and that looked good right out of his hand. He has been a bullseye from 3. And again, that's Anthony Robinson off the catch this season. Mizzou fans can be excited about that. It's going to be more catch and shoot opportunities for Anthony Robinson, not the off the dribble step backs. We know he can do that. Here's the tough finish. Could have been an and one with a lot of contact there. You see the fire and the passion, and then great find by Jaden Stone in rhythm with some range. That's a pure jump shot that Anthony Robinson has worked so hard on. Like we said, 67% from 3 coming into tonight. He is shooting the ball at a high level.
That one puts him over 70% on the young season. And keep in mind, on top of all of that offense you just saw, he's the only returning member of last year's SEC All-Defensive team.
A strong chance and a strong case this year. He'll have every opportunity to be in that SEC Defensive Player of the Year conversation as well.
Wells couldn't get it. Mack the board. Missouri is dominating the glass. Plus 13. Robinson again. Porter just outran the rebound. Mitchell almost saved it. Yeah, nearly went down the tunnel for his trouble.
Missouri doing a good job just taking the defense, rebounding the ball. 5 white jerseys around the rim, rebounding, and then they're pushing pace, pushing tempo. I do like the balance of Missouri in this game. They're attacking the rim. They've gotten to the free throw line. They've shared it really well. They've beat the zone with the pass. They've gotten Prairie View A&M out of the zone. A little bit more man for Prairie View, and that's just Mizzou's offense, shooting the ball well. The ball movement has been really good in this first half.
Mark Mitchell, by the way, after his great passing game a week ago against Minnesota when he matched his Missouri career high with 6 assists, is now Mizzou's leader in scoring, rebounding, and assists coming in. 20 points, nearly 7 boards, and 3.5 assists a night in the early going.
Can't be overstated what a get that was from Dennis Gates a couple years ago out of Duke. Obviously, Kansas City kid, such a talented high school player, goes to Duke, and quite frankly, sat in the corner a lot. I mean, they were trying to play him as more of a defensive specialist and kind of an off-the-ball wing, kind of corner cutter. And here you see him have the ball, make plays out of the block, out of the elbows, running the floor in transition, passing. He's got so much game that Dennis Gates has tapped into over the last couple of years from Mizzou.
Jaden Stone, bullseye.
On the same spot almost that Anthony Robinson was when he knocked down that 3. Jaden Stone giving us a look as well. It's a great 3-point shot. Good find in rhythm. Jaden Stone playing so well for this Mizzou club. Getting extended minutes with some starters as well.
Missouri's made 6 threes. 4 different players have connected. Wells rising fire. Rebound tapped over to Mitchell. Phillips spins to the rim, got it tipped away. Pulled in by Marcel Bryant. On the run into Robinson. Extra pass, Williams. His 3 is good.
Good ball movement. It's the Wells block on the other end. Sean Phillips, a great move. That was a heads-up play, blocking the shot from behind there to lead the break for Prairie View, and they get a 3 out of it. Back to a matchup zone here.
Underneath Phillips, goes up again. This time he leaves, no doubt. The 4th different Tiger to dunk in the first half.
Yeah, Sean Phillips right there learned his lesson from the previous possession. He went up much stronger and said, I'm going to dunk this ball, and threw it down.
4 points, 9 rebounds for Phillips in the first half. Horn on the logo, distributes to Mason. Out to Bryant. Step back 3. He made that tougher off the dribble.
Good contest from Jaden Stone, too, to contest, but knew where he was on the floor. Was disciplined through that closeout to not foul the jump shooter and land in the shooting space.
Phillips back-to-back buckets.
There's the touch of Sean Phillips. That's the improvement Sean Phillips has shown. He Obviously needs to go up and dunk basketballs this season for Mizzou, but he does have good touch. That's a good body control finish, good find, and unselfish passing from Jaden Stone. Missouri shared the ball so well in this first half, getting good shots.
Bryant tied up by Mack, and they come together. Sebastian Mack grabbed by the official and walked away from the play. I don't think there was any real intent between Bryant and Stone. Phillips and Bryant have words, and I think Phillips told Bryant something along the lines of, look up at that scoreboard, big boy. 47-21, Missouri on top. A lot of Tigers we could talk about here, Jarrett. 5 different Tigers have 6 or more, 7 have 5 or more. 2 are in double figures, including Anthony Robinson, who has 10 efficient points and 3 assists. He's hit a 3, he's put somebody on a poster, he's done a little bit of everything.
Yeah, he's a captain for a reason, him and Mark Mitchell, and he's been aggressive. You see the athleticism to go finish with some authority. It's his balance, his pace. He's got great speed in the open floor. His low gathers, right? That's a tough move. Should have been an and one. He said it was an and one. And then right here, the three-point shot has just been something that he keeps working on over the last 3 years. You got to remember when he was a freshman, he wouldn't have shot that shot. You know, he was a guy that completely locked into his role of I'm defending, I'm guarding, and then I'm going to attack, get paint touches. Now he's built that confidence to shoot the ball, and Mizzou fans know this. He's great out of a pick and roll to get to a step back, to getting to shoot the ball off the dribble. But now I think he's got more opportunities to shoot off the catch. That's something that he can really do, and we're seeing it through the first 5 games for Mizzou is the three-point shooting from him, just finding openings.
Oh, Phillips throws it off the heel. He's had a great first half, 6 points, 10 rebounds.
It's a heck of a lob by Sebastian Mack, too.
Williams 3, good.
Good. Second one in rhythm. Getting paint touch. Missouri scrambling, trying to relocate shooters. Heads are turned, and an open three-point shot off a relocation.
Barrett through a lot of contact, kisses it home.
It's a tough bucket by T.O. Barrett. Using that physicality, body control, balance, going through the defender, soft touch off glass. Quick timeout.
Dennis Gates takes the Missouri timeout. This week, the SEC Network is featuring a women's and men's basketball doubleheader Wednesday night. Joyce Edwards leads number 2 South Carolina against Winthrop at 7 Eastern. Then Keyshawn Hall and number 22 Auburn hosting Jackson State. Both are available on the all-new ESPN app. What do you think of that Auburn-Houston game? Was that a foul at the end? Stephen Pearl certainly thought so.
I certainly did. I mean, it's a tough call there at the end. What a game, first off. Kingston Flemings was excellent for Houston. Obviously, Stephen Pearl, first-year head coach, has all the experience as an assistant with that Auburn team. That was just a high-level college basketball game. Bang-bang play there at the end of the game, but that was a game that lived up to the hype going into that.
Preseason SEC poll. Auburn and Missouri right next to each other, 6th and 7th. Only Florida and Kentucky pulled in first place votes.
You look at Arkansas, Auburn, Missouri in that 5, 6, 7 kind of loophole there, just right in that mix. Those are 3 teams that are really interesting. Auburn obviously has a lot of experience back. Alabama's very talented. Mizzou, though, they got all the depth as well and the returners that can really make a run into that top 4 at some point.
Tyrion Joseph connects on the 3, his second. He has a game-high 12 points. And Byron Smith takes the timeout to set his defense with 15.6 seconds remaining in the first half. Missouri had it at the end of the first half with the shot clock off against Minnesota and didn't get into a whole lot of offense. It was a high ball screen for Robinson around 6 seconds, and he ended up taking a step-back 3. We'll see if Dennis Gates wants to get a little more creative here, although I suppose he doesn't want to get too deep in his bag in this kind of game.
Absolutely. I was just going to say, Dennis Gates has been great in these first 5 games. ATOs, sideline out of bounds, those quick hitters that he's making calls on, but will he show anything here? Probably not in terms of a late half execution play.
As that non-conference schedule is going to pick up for Missouri in a hurry in December. Notre Dame on the road, then Kansas and Illinois at neutral sites on either end of the state.
This is actually an opportunity. Most coaches like to get creative here. They like to maybe draw one up, maybe something that they've thought about doing. Maybe they've implemented, but it might not be a go-to down the road, but it's something that they want to try with this specific lineup on the floor.
Missouri has 12 assists on 18 made baskets, so it's mostly come from ball movement so far. Mack jitters in, jump stop with 4, little shuffle, shot blocked. Prairie View will have to hoist. That's after the horn. It will not count. Look out in the first row. Oh, no.
Teams in the paint, and they're doing that again tonight.
Missouri goes with its same starting five to begin the second half, which is notable considering that Jacob Cruz started the second half in place of Javon Porter against Minnesota on Wednesday. Here's Corey Wells, Dante Horn, Kyrion Joseph. It's good. Joseph has 15.
Good design set there, right out of the break. Perfect time to run a set play to your best player. Joseph knocks down the three, but I love the double screen on the baseline, parallel screens on the baseline, double screens as well. Two shooters coming off, and it's the second option.
He was kept relatively quiet against Oklahoma State last week. At 16 inefficient points. Phillips steps through, lost it for a moment, lost it again on the way up, but a foul.
I like the footwork from Sean Phillips, but one of the biggest things he's got to continue to work on is keeping that ball high. He's got such an ability to gather, but when he gathers, he brings that ball too low. And at times, especially against a team that's undersized and playing small, they're going to reach. He gets the foul there. We saw him in the first half a couple times getting the ball deflected away. He had the shot blocked and then came back and dunked the ball. So something Sean Phillips got to continue to work through.
Phillips splits him, but Mitchell has the offensive rebound. And Missouri turns it over.
Almost rare to see Mark Mitchell turn the ball over off a bad pass. He just didn't see the defender cut in front of him.
Porter on the pull-up three. Phillips was way up for the putback, but the rebound too tall even for him.
Right idea, just timing off.
Horn. Underneath, Phillips had it swatted from behind. Bolton rejects the would-be dunk. Mitchell from his back to Porter for two.
One pass. I hope Mark's all right, holding that hand. He injured in the K-State game, but great activity in the find, making up for the previous turnover, the previous possession.
5 different Tigers have dunked now.
Shows the size, the athleticism, but again, just Missouri making life easier on themselves with the passing.
Joseph gets inside, couldn't finish. Phillips had the rebound go off his hands. Last touch, though, by Prairie View, and Missouri gets it back. Look at that last possession. First of all, Phillips getting blocked well from behind by Bolton.
Yeah, that's a heck of a block. Great timing. Don't know where the ball is, but this is first to the floor, first off. Mark Mitchell, and then 3 purple jerseys around him. Such a great pass. Great sense of awareness of where you are on the floor, where your teammates at, high level instinctive play.
And that's Missouri's assist leader, Mark Mitchell, right there. Foul goes against Prairie View. It's on Joseph. His first.
Such an underrated aspect of Mark Mitchell this season is obviously his scoring ability, and he'll get to the free throw line a lot this year for Mizzou, but he's an engine to this offense. He's a hub almost, where you can give him the ball and feel very comfortable that no matter shot, whether it's him getting a bucket or him finding a teammate making a pass.
Still scoreless, but Phillips follows it up.
There's the tip-in dunk Sean Phillips was wanting. Good timing there, timed up that jump perfectly, showing that size, length. Great finish.
9 points, 11 rebounds. 5 different Tigers have 8 points or more now, including Javon Porter, who leads Missouri with 12. Williams off the heel, rebound out of bounds. Last touch by Phillips. Prairie View gets a second chance.
It's important to keep building through these early non-conference games for both teams, learning about yourself, but through this game, Missouri has done such a better job, not just the balance on offense, but defensively, the activity, the energy has been so much better, the communication, and obviously the rebounding. That's something that they have definitely addressed tonight, especially coming off the Minnesota game, where they struggled on the glass.
Prairie View has missed 5 in a row from the field. Corey Wells working against Mitchell, steps through, contested shot is blocked, out of bounds.
There's the IQ from Mark Mitchell, too. Just great ability to stay down, second man to lead the floor, blocks the shot.
The All-State SEC Women's Volleyball 16-team single elimination tournament begins Friday with 4 first-round matchups, noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central on the SEC Network and the all-new ESPN app. First time they've held the tournament since 2005. You can watch every match through the finals on SEC Network or SEC Network Plus.
Lance Williams has played well. That's a tough move. Left hand scoop underneath the defender. Soft touch.
Sean Phillips getting very active offensively. Hook just rolls off. Horn thinking about it. He's bumped and fouled by Mark Mitchell, who gets his first.
Foul call on Missouri, number 25, Mark Mitchell. His first team foul on the half call on the Panthers.
Not easy in Prairie View's position. Obviously, everybody understands the economics of college basketball. They have to play a lot of these games to fund their program, in some cases to fund other parts of the athletics department. It'd be easy to get tired a third straight game against a high major school on the road. The first 2 blowout losses to Wichita State and Oklahoma State. 22-point lead at the half. Wells over the top of Cruz, rattles it home. But whatever success Prairie View has or has not had in this game, the quit has not been there. They have kept on going.
Yeah, absolutely. And these games, it's great exposure for these players as well. Playing in these big moments, big arenas, it's going to help them over time.
Sean Phillips, another stop, and he has his second double-double as a Missouri Tiger, the 5th of his college career.
So great, captains, as I call them, Anthony Robinson, Mark Mitchell. When they draw 2, eyes are always up, the vision to find teammates. Those teammates got to be moving. Sean Phillips cutting, moving without the ball, knowing nobody's guarding him. He goes and gets a dunk.
11 points, 12 rebounds for Phillips. He's added a couple of assists as well. 4 assists for Robinson now, tied with Stone for the team lead. Mitchell thought about a 3. He hasn't made one yet this season. Jacob Cruz has made a few. Phillips was looking for another assist. He was head nodding Robinson to cut. Instead, Mitchell contested 2. Robinson open 3. Rare miss for him early this year, and Wells has the rebound off the floor. He is fouled by Sean Phillips.
Be a good teachable moment on film for this coaching staff. Sean Phillips cannot be doing that. Mizzou, though, up 20 here, early second half in Como.
2020 watch, maybe?
Man, I tell you what, you look at this, how this game has gone. We'll see if how much run he gets, I guess, as this game goes on, but he's made his presence felt. He's done what he's needed to do. And go back to that Minnesota game. It felt like he was just never in rhythm and kind of got lost in the game, had some tough fouls, and wasn't much of a factor as you would expect him to be, but he's going to be a force for Mizzou this year.
Luke Northweather on at his place. Might be a lot of Northweather the rest of the way. Spin by Horn, sets up Bryant on a triple, and he splashes it. Prairie View has hit 6 threes on 33%, better than their season average.
Yeah, shooting well. Good spin move right there as well from Horn, and eyes are up, good vision to find his shooter spotting up at the point.
Northweather for 3. He's on the scoreboard.
Great find, just lift action out of a side ball screen. Northweather shot ready off the catch. Good footwork, but it's another great find by Anthony Robinson on that ball screen to see the play develop.
Wells in traffic. Cruz pulls down the rebound. 4 boards to go with 5 points for Jacob Cruz. And he's fouled by Joseph.
Jacob Cruz was 100% shooting that ball. He didn't know that defender was there. Gets the call.
So if you were officiating, you're saying that would be, I know Jacob Cruz, that's a shooting foul.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think too, like Jacob Cruz just with his shooting motion, and especially that's a Caleb Grill type move where you cut the floor, you cut the logo, and you go to the ball. It's a tough action to cover.
Robinson 3 rims out. Saved all the way to midcourt for Joseph. That one passed every player on the floor. Joseph, the Euro at speed, wouldn't go. He's slow to get up. It's 5-on-4.
Heck of a move. Just didn't finish. A little too strong with the layup. Great footwork.
Northweather, why not? Rebound batted out and out of bounds in front of us to the Tigers.
Thought that might be Williams coming over the table there for a second on that loose ball.
You had me, right?
My anticipation was I had you. I definitely had you. That was my first thought.
Yeah, I mean,
it's too late now. You should have seen my reactions. I was everywhere.
We presumably have the replay from this camera, so we're going to be able to investigate.
See ball, see man.
We're going to check the evidence. We're going to find out if that's really true. 20-point Mizzou lead, 14 to go. Byron Smith, you could hear him. He wanted to hold on that screening action. Little moving by Mark Mitchell, and he wasn't totally wrong. Robinson stripped, regathers. Northweather inside Mitchell. Backdoor Stone, double clutch. Got his own miss, and finally Missouri scored.
That's just that toughness. Rebound your own shot, miss a layup on a double clutch, but stay with the play and finish. It's a great ball movement too from Mizzou. That passing has been great, sharing that ball.
Good bounce pass, and another one. Bolton, Northweather the rebound. Shame, 2 creative passes from Prairie View on that possession.
Feels like when Luke Northweather gets in the game, good things happen.
Mitchell is fouled. He'll shoot free throws. Just his second trip to the line tonight. Normally, he's there a little more often.
If you look at Mark Mitchell, too, just mentioned getting to the free throw line, but it does feel like Prairie View coming into this game, especially with the zone, and where is 25 at all times. And Mizzou needs to get used to that, because Mark Mitchell, if you can limit his touches, that's important for a defense. Other guys got to step up.
This week, the SEC Network is featuring a women's and men's basketball doubleheader Wednesday night. Number 2, South Carolina and Winthrop at 7 Eastern. Then 22nd ranked Auburn hosting Jackson State at 9 Eastern. Both also available on the all-new ESPN app.
Mitchell, too, as we've gone through this first 5 games, the free throw shooting is improving. He is shooting the ball well at the free throw line when he gets there. Get more comfortable, get more consistent. The confidence is growing. Mizzou 10 of 11 from the line tonight. Great sign.
4, make it now 5 double-digit scores for Missouri with Mitchell at 10. Turnover by Prairie View. It's only the 6th for the Panthers, matching Missouri's 6. Porter. Phillips. Took a hit there. And the foul called against Dunning.
What I love about Mizzou tonight, Anthony Robinson caught that ball in the corner. He could have easily shot a 3, and he shot faked. It seems like Mizzou tonight has done a good job of really sacrificing, finding a good shot to a great shot. You know, there's times where certain guys, yeah, they could shoot it, but then they end up getting a great shot instead of a good shot. That mentality has been good tonight. It just looks like the commitment to sharing the ball and moving the ball has been there tonight.
Phillips has a big size advantage. Cruz tips it, it rolls home, plus the foul.
This is something that Jacob Cruz has done so well, is rebound the ball. He did this in the Minnesota game. He touched on it with us about how that got him going offensively and got him in a rhythm. Yeah, he's a shooter, but if you don't block him out, he's a big kid, he's strong. Just great touch there to tip the ball and get the 3-point play. Not boxed out and just active around the rim. Gets the friendly roll, the home roll. Converts the 3-point play.
8 points, 5 boards for Cruz.
Jacob Cruz is going to give you 7-8 rebounds. That is a big thing for Mizzou this year. If he can come into the game off the bench, make threes, and rebound, that's huge.
Joseph. Rebound Phillips, number 13.
So your 2020 watch is still on.
Oh, I'm watching. Robinson, this time he'll take it. Phillips almost had number 14, but he and Cruz in the end knocked it away from each other and out of bounds.
Yeah, Jacob Cruz had other thoughts on this 2020 endeavor.
Hey, he's hungry for boards too.
We just said, yeah, he's going to compete with his teammate for a board there. I think that's what they're talking about here.
Yeah, if I could reach on Phillips' lips there, he said, that's my ball. Robinson streaks in off the turnover.
Yeah, that's just next level from Anthony Robinson. Hope he's all right.
Anthony Robinson is still down. This would be devastating for Missouri in a game that is well in hand. And Robinson seems to be in significant pain.
Hope that's a cramp.
Too serious for Anthony Robinson. He is using the massage gun on his calf. So hopefully just cramps and nothing more significant for the Tigers point guard. This is how it happened.
That was a great finish. He had a great steal before this, just jumping a passing lane with his instincts and showing why he's got a chance to be SEC Defensive Player of the Year with just his activity. But going to get hydrated here. You look at the numbers tonight, 12 points, 5 assists, 5 11 from the field. Really done a nice job on both ends of the floor, and also a couple of steals, as we've grown accustomed to seeing from Anthony Robinson with those quick hands. And just so good at taking away dribble penetration, but also so good in the open floor, putting pressure on guards and getting those deflections and steals in the open floor for live ball turnovers.
And he's working on both calves at the same time. He's getting his money's worth.
Why not? You're cramping in one, you might cramp in the other.
But a sigh of relief for Missouri fans after Robinson stayed down. And at first, that really did not look good because he was sliding around.
I thought it was his ankle at first.
So thankfully, he seems to be okay, or at least will be. Wells, tied up by Porter, who reaches all the way around from behind him, but got his hands on the basketball. The arrow favors Missouri.
Coach Gates will like seeing Javon Porter get on the floor there right in front of him. A little loose ball, 50-50 ball right there. As Javon subs out, giving some love there, just getting on the floor, getting in the mix.
Dennis Gates going to try some different combinations, you would imagine, over the final 11 and a half tonight.
This is always not mop-up time for coaches. This is a time for them to think through who they want to put on the floor. They also want to demand their team to continue to execute, not take possessions off, and continue to run your offense and get something out of the game in terms of guys playing extended minutes.
Tough catch by Phillips and a foul on Dunning. Missouri is very big right now with Porter, Cruz, and Phillips on the floor at the same time.
Sean Phillips, just that strength to seal up the line. I mean, it's obviously an easy foul call, but it goes to show you just that physicality, that strength. Josh Gray was such an important piece to that Mizzou team a year ago, but what Sean Phillips brings to this team is a guy that can go up, catch lobs around the rim, move without the basketball to dunk balls. He's going to rebound. He does need to continue to rim protect and alter shots. That's something that's a continual work in progress. We know how explosive he is at the rim, but he's going to do a lot of this as well. He's going to be at the free throw line. It's a nice job hitting throws tonight.
He's made 2 out of 3. Foul on the rebound against Missouri, presumably Javon Porter.
I don't hate that, Javon Porter. I know you're getting a foul, but I appreciate the effort there, trying to get in the mix. Game, you're up 30, and you're trying to go get a rebound.
Porter came away holding his eye. Mentioned Phillips' free throw shooting, by the way, even 2 out of 4 for him, not bad. He came in 1 out of 6 at the line this year. So splitting a couple of trips to the line, not the end of the world. Shot 60% at the free throw line last year at Arizona State.
It's great to see, too, a guy like Sean Phillips that plays so relentlessly hard. That motor and that intensity level he brings, something you love to see if you're a Mizzou fan, especially at the center position with that size.
Bryant over Mitchell for 2.
That's had a good second half, good finish there. Had a 3 earlier in the half. Getting good minutes here.
Merritt is fouled. That Missouri free throw shooting steadily improving.
Yeah, that's a great sign. As you can see, improvement across the board there. Minnesota game, got to the line just 20 times. But tonight, so efficient at the line. Important piece to this team. The balance I talk about with Mizzou is, like football, points in the paint are like the trenches, like running football. The shooting is kind of the passing, the high-flying offense. You want to play with pace, you want to play fast, but sometimes, playing with pace is beating defenses with the pass. And so many times this team wants to play in transition. Yes, they value the 3 ball, but they want to make life easier on themselves, and that is getting to the free throw line, playing aggressive, using that size, the athleticism, the length that they have, and the depth.
Jacob Cruz from way downtown.
My goodness, that was deep. Heat check for Jacob Cruz. He's got the green light at all times and shooting it with a ton of confidence so far this season.
Williams muscles it up. No, Barrett the rebound. He made 1 out of 2 at the line moments ago. The first free throws of the year for T.O. Barrett. Cruz becomes the 6th Tiger in double figures tonight. Missouri came in with 5 averaging 10 or more this year. All of them have hit that number tonight. Cruz again.
That was pretty. I love the brush screen, the fake screen from Jacob Cruz, and then the footwork to get into a shot. He's moving right there off the pass and gets his feet down and shoots right over the contested defender. Got the hot hand. Let's see if he can find him here.
Stone triggers. And Jacob Cruz was hanging off the rim waiting for that putback. Wells, he has the stop.
Wells is such a good athlete, above the rim player. Gonna run the floor right there. It's an easy one. Good to see him continue to play hard. Don't worry, we got a third commentator analyst here.
Yeah, we might even show you again what's going on.
Ready. Truman heard me talking about his vertical, right? Yep.
Okay, so we have an extra headset for Truman. That's what we need to know. On the attack, and a foul on Northweather, who got into Bryant. There's our buddy.
Our guy.
And he thought, no, okay, he likes it. He likes it.
Truman knows where the camera's at all times, don't you? Yeah.
That's what I've been told. Truman, how we feeling about the performance so far? Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. He's ready to go in.
Oh yeah,
you're ready.
Yeah, might need to. I mean, there are 3 guys still who haven't gotten in the game yet. Might need some bench help.
Mizzou just doesn't have enough depth. They need Truman out there. Come on.
Bryant shooting at the dirty net. He cleans it up. But you can't blame Truman for taking a little bit of a break, sitting down with us.
Yeah.
You know, he's got more than a 30-point lead.
Yeah, I know. He sees the scoreboard. He's like, this is my chance.
The coaches talk a lot about, you know, no possessions off, don't play down to an opponent. I wonder if that applies to Truman. You know, maybe he was at risk there. I wonder if he's going to hear about that in film study.
It could possibly be. The film don't lie. The eye in the sky.
Joseph all the way. He's had a nice evening. 17 points for Tyrion Joseph.
I just like that Truman saw his shot and he took it. You know?
Right, you got
to be aggressive. It's like Javon Porter. You just got to find the aggressiveness.
Can't wait for an invitation. Bryant, Northweather the rebound. Anthony Robinson, by the way, is standing up near Dennis Gates as though he's thinking about coming back in the game, but he's doing it with a massage gun still on his calf. He is limping to the scorer's table with the massage gun to come back in.
And he might get some help from Mizzou GM Tim Fuller here to get some stretching before getting back in the game.
We talked about Truman having a good seat. Nobody has a better seat than Tim Fuller.
You know, Tim Fuller's all over the building, but he's got that seat right there. He's ready to go.
And he's the massage gun guy.
All duties as a sign. He's got the massage gun. Got the pocket square looking fresh. Coach Fuller, I love it.
Mark Mitchell at the foul line.
Coach Fuller always looking good. Always dappered up.
It was him and a few teenagers sitting next to him at the courtside seats against Minnesota, and he was chatting them up even. You know, GM duties never stop.
Never stop. They never stop. Work in the room, in this case, work in the arena tonight.
I think Dennis Gates knew we were talking about him. He said, "Nobody take my GM."
That's right.
That's enough.
He's like, wait a second. Anthony Robinson snuck by me and is trying to get back in this game.
Nick Randall finally is going to get his chance to come in as well. Wow, Missouri, ever since we said the free throw shooting's getting better, lid on the basket at the line. Even Jacob Cruz missing.
How many times have we done the announcer jinx, I feel like? A few times this season.
Missouri 1 of 4. Started 12 of 14. That's what we talked about it. 1 of 4 since then.
All right, so Nicholas Randall gets in the game here, 8:23 to play. These are important minutes. And I know this game is a 30-point game. He gets in the game. This is a freshman that's got a lot of upside. St. Louis kid, played at Arizona Compass Prep, great athlete. It kind of fits the mold of a Dennis Gates type of player. He's a developmental piece, but he's a guy that Mizzou's excited about in the future.
What about that rim run for Sebastian Mack? And then Randall, enthusiastic, but illegal on his way into the rebound.
I like the effort. You know, obviously, Nicholas Randall had a reverse finish for his first collegiate bucket a few games ago, but again, it's all about effort in this. We just talked about Truman being on the film. These guys are going to be on the film every minute, every second matters, especially when you're a player that's at the end of that bench. This team is deep, and you got an opportunity to play. You got an opportunity to put the uniform on and get up and down to the bright lights, and you got to show well.
Back cut Wells, knocked away from him, but a foul against Missouri. That's the 6th Tigers team foul. So no shots yet for Prairie View, but there is a timeout on the floor. Tigers up by 31.
What a night that was for Ahmad Hardy. Mike Drinkwitz has to be pretty happy with the season that Ahmad Hardy has had. 3 touchdowns as well on Saturday night. What a night that was.
I said going into the break that Prairie View would not yet be shooting, with Missouri still 1 shy of the foul limit, but the officials said it was a shooting foul. By the way, one of the officials also came over during the break and gave us a helpful explanation on why they stopped the play when Anthony Robinson was down under the basket after he went down with what we imagine is cramping after he was using the massage gun on his calves and returned to the game. And it's because this year they made the adjustment on that rule, and now you won't just be allowed to play indefinitely 5-on-4 at the other end of the court.
I think it's the right adjustment too. You talked about killing the play and just why that now is the new rule that officials will follow, and explain that to the officials, and generous enough to come over and tell us during the break.
Sebastian Mack, the 9th different Tiger to score. That was his first basket. So the rule now is that off any pass or anything other than direct drive to the basket, they'll stop the play. Joseph's step back 3 is very short. So the coaching point there, I assume, is if you have a direct line to the basket, do not give up the ball, run right to the rim, because as soon as you deviate from that, the whistle's going to blow.
It's a teachable moment. Great pass, my goodness.
Stone goes down hard. He took a hit, didn't get a whistle, but got the 2 points.
Dennis Gates saw that one, and that's an excellent pass. You want to talk about getting good minutes in this type of game for Nicholas Randall. That was a great read out of a horn set. Great pivot, and just a perfect thread the needle bounce pass.
And a foul on Randall away from the ball. 1-on-1 coming for Prairie View. Here's his pass.
It's the rejected DHO, and then Stone just curls it perfectly. It's a tough pass, but put it right on the money and lead Jaden Stone to a layup.
Stone's had a nice game, 12, 4, and 4. Sean Phillips a double-double with 12 points, 13 rebounds. Jacob Cruz has a team-high 15 points now. He kind of came alive with those back-to-back threes in the second half.
Also 7 rebounds for Jacob Cruz. Trying to find that consistency night in and night out. Taking that Minnesota game here to this one, and similar production in terms of shot making and rebounding the ball.
6 double-digit scores for Missouri. And 9 Tigers have scored. The only man who's been on the floor for Mizzou in this game who has not scored is Nicholas Randall, and he's only been out there for a minute and change.
This is great for Dennis Gates, just to get a lot of different lineups. See Nicholas Randall getting minutes, teachable moments. He's subbing Nicholas Randall out right now and talking to him. I think about that foul. Obviously, Nicholas Randall wants to get out here and compete. Just bumped a guy right there. Got a cheap foul. I think Dennis is just trying to talk through some things with the young player. Putting him right back in the game, too. I love it.
Active minutes for Nicholas Randall, or an active minute officially. An assist and 2 fouls.
Good to see Anthony Robinson after the the gun that got a lot of time on the 2 legs. Looks like the cramping is taken care of.
Mack lost the handle. Last touch Prairie View A&M. 5 on the timer. Another chance for Dennis Gates to work on something here. Missouri having the baseline inbound. Just 5 left to shoot. Tigers have hit 5 of their last 7 field goals, and Dennis Gates, in fact, is going to take the opportunity to use the timeout and draw something up. We will take a break. We'll see what Dennis Gates has on that clipboard on the other side.
Against the odds, I'll rise again with passion burning in my veins.
Hey, my treat today.
I don't think they'll take that here.
Of course they take Discover. You're stuck in the past. Unlike me.
You look rad.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places nationwide.
Totally.
In the ball game, Jared Sutton, Missouri is seeking back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances this year for the first time since the 2012 and 2013 tournaments. That's almost hard to believe because Mizzou has been in the tournament plenty of times since then, but never in back-to-back seasons.
Yeah, and that was a stretch, too, dating back to my freshman year in 09 when Damari Carroll, Matt Lawrence, Leo Lyons, that team went to the NCAA tournament, beat Memphis, got to an Elite Eight, and then they went on a long stretch. I bring that up just because once you start to build that program, and Dennis Gates has gone to 2 NCAA tournaments. Obviously, there was the gap year there. The 2 NCAA tournaments, he's won 1 NCAA tournament game, but how do you take that next step as a program? It's getting back to that NCAA tournament this season. A roster that is put together with returners that got a taste of that last year, that were important pieces to that team punching its ticket to the NCAA tournament. And that's the goal this season for Dennis Gates and his ball club.
Cruz, quick trigger, out of the corner. He has a game-high 18.
That is pure, that's quick. He's shooting that ball at a high level. One of the things going into the season, you lose Tamar Bates, you lose Caleb Grill, that's losing some shooting, but Jacob Cruz just touched on the returners. Mizzou's got guys that are shooting that basketball at a high level.
Came in shooting 56% from 3 in the early season. He's made 4 out of 5 in this game, so that number's even going up further. Here's a look at the upcoming ball games for Mizzou. Next 3 all here on SEC Network Plus and all here in Columbia, South Dakota on Thursday, South Carolina State and Cleveland State on either side of Thanksgiving. Notre Dame in South Bend and Kansas in KC. First 2 games in a December that's going to look a lot different from a scheduling standpoint than November does.
Yeah, you look at that Notre Dame game, true road game for one, right before Kansas. I do like that in terms of scheduling. But you look at these next 3 ball games coming up, you got to continue to build. These are 3 opportunities to continue to improve, hopefully get guys back. That's the most important thing, is to get fully healthy. I think that coaching staff would tell you the same thing, is trying to get right, get everybody on the floor to help this team continue to build as you get to Notre Dame, have that first challenge on the road.
South Dakota is 3-2, coming off a couple of wins against Western Michigan and Southern Indiana. Played Creighton in Omaha, game 2 of the year, and lost by 16. Not a terrible result on the road, difficult place to play. So certainly not a game where Missouri can afford to mess around and find themselves in one of those halftime holes like they did against SEMO and maybe have a tougher time digging out of it.
And obviously this time of year, yes, you're scouting and game planning and looking at opponents and tendencies and all those things. I think most coaches would tell you in November, you are really locked into on your own group and figuring out what you have, you know, who's bringing it, who's being consistent, lineups, the things we've talked about a lot tonight, something Dennis is really doing a lot of even here in the last 6 minutes of play, is a lot of substitutions, guys getting run, guys getting experience, getting an opportunity to continue to grow and build a team.
So Anthony Robinson frustrated on his way off. He's played well, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, but he has not shot the ball quite as well as he did in the first 2 games of the year, although it'd be difficult to keep that up for very long. Williams, kick out stolen by Randall.
Another little thing, Randall getting a steal there, using that length and wingspan. Had 2 really good instinctive plays. Had the pass earlier on offense and a steal there defensively.
Those Robinson shooting numbers 1 for 5 from 3, 2 out of 3 at the line. Theo Barrett, spin move on Bryant, tied up underneath, and the arrow favors Prairie View. Missouri turns it over for the 10th time. In fact, Tigers have 1 more turnover than the Panthers do.
You look at shooting 2. Mizzou still 10 of 22 from 3. So shot the ball at a really high clip from 3. The free throw shooting has been solid at 71%. So again, another efficient night offensively. And Missouri's done a nice job too, taking care of the basketball and sharing it.
And that's even with us jinxing the free throw shooting. They were at 86% before we started talking about it.
We're on film as well. So
Yeah, Dennis is not going to be happy about that.
Yeah, he will not.
Horn thought about a deep one. Bryant will take it and stick it.
Bryant's had a good second half. It's the second three of the second half. Really played well.
He has 11, joining Joseph and Wells in double figures for the Panthers. Stone. You can see Missouri looking to share the ball. Stone, I think, earlier in the game would have gone right up with that three.
Absolutely. I like that read. That's an older player, though, giving a ball to a freshman, having him work.
And Randall just got his third personal foul in officially just 3 minutes on the court.
That's a good point. Jaden Stone, obviously an older, experienced player, one of the older players on this roster. To your point, obviously could have shot that three. It's late game, game's out of hand. You want to find your numbers? You don't. You give the ball to a freshman who needs minutes, who needs the ball, who needs to just gain some confidence. And these are valuable minutes for him. I love that unselfishness. It's a little thing, but that's something that the coaching staff will appreciate as well.
6-year guy, Jaden Stone, turned 25 years old last week. Looks like a great get for Dennis Gates. The guy who would have had some question marks around him, not playing at all last year at West Virginia because of injury. 2 years ago at Detroit Mercy, averaged almost 21 points a game.
Jaden Stone is grateful, too, to be here at Mizzou and have that opportunity after everything he went through last season. Put your name in the portal. You never know how that's going to go. Missouri was quick. If Kyle Smith-Peters and the staff at Mizzou, a lot of credit for identifying him early.
That's a fourth personal foul on Nicholas Randall. It's kind of a frustrating lost season for everybody around that West Virginia program, I think, in different ways.
Yeah, no question. Obviously, when Tucker Devries went out with the injury, and that season went off the rails quickly, but how about Javon Small and how good he was, and have an opportunity in the NBA.
4 fouls on Randall. Dennis Gates going to leave him out there. I don't think Randall would enjoy the conversation if he fouls out of this game in the final 4:15.
You know, it's funny. I go back to, you know, having been in this type of moment back when I played here at Mizzou with the likes of Steve Moore and Lawrence Bowers, and, you know, our freshman year. You get run, and there's so much adrenaline going when you get in the game, and he just fouled out, and that would be it. On cue.
Well, Nicholas Randall has fouled out in 4 minutes, but it was a valiant 4 minutes.
Wonder where that ranks in terms of how quick someone can foul out in a Division I college basketball game.
Yeah, I don't want to be too hard on the kid. You know,
that's
just
tough.
a freshman. He's learning the ropes, but
he played
there's
hard.
a chance that's a Mizzou record.
He played hard. He played hard. There's a couple moments. Dennis Gates is looking right at him. They're going to have a conversation right here, right now.
Only 11 seconds separated the 4th foul for the 5th foul. Bryant at the line.
We've had our fair share of free throws here over the last 4 minutes.
Dennis Gates still has a smile on his face, so there's some understanding there.
Always teachable moments as a coach.
Dak only has a second to get it over, and he didn't make it in time. 10-second violation. Whoa. Around Joseph a little fired up. Officials might just need to keep an eye on this. A 26-point game in the waning minutes.
I think that's a positive. You know, Jacob Cruz obviously building 6 of 8. He didn't shoot the ball a ton, but he's 4 or 5 for 3. Just efficient. I think that's where I look at just that box score, the double figures is great. But I look at the efficiency. I look at the assist to make field goals. And, you know, obviously you look at this game, the game's gotten out of hand, but it's good to see Mizzou take some things from the Minnesota game, take some things from the VMI and the SEMO game to get better and keep improving. And just think the passing and not so much one-on-one. They have really helped each other out. Obviously, the free throw shooting, very good. 15 of 21, but the 10 threes, 30 made field goals. It's been a great night for Mizzou offensively.
Joseph pulls up, mid-post, too strong, and it did not hit the rim. Prairie View objects to that, or at least Horn does, but the officials call it the 10th Panthers turnover.
Another thing you look at, too, is just we touched so much about Mizzou in the second half. They're actually better in the first half. They were 49-27 at half and 36-32 in the second half. Prairie View has played well in the second half, but you look how Missouri started this game. That is something that they really wanted to see, is play a better first half.
Barrett tried to lob to Cruz. It's a 14th Mizzou turnover. Those have picked up in the second half. Dennis Gates was a little exasperated at that. And a Missouri foul. The Tigers have had 9 of their 14 turnovers since halftime.
And you don't want to get sloppy here. Obviously 3 minutes to go. And want to close the game strong.
Wells back at the free throw line. He has made all 3 of his foul shots in this one. 15 points.
You look at Wells and Joseph, and Marcel Bryant in the second half has been really good, hitting threes and doing a nice job of showing his offensive ability, getting to the free throw line as well. Wells and Joseph and Bryant, also Dante Horn has gotten to the free throw line as well, just 1 of 8 from the field, but trying to find that offensive production, something Prairie View is going to have to really look towards as they move forward this season.
It's a 25-point lead for Missouri with 3 minutes left, but this is actually the closest game Prairie View has played so far this year. In either direction, Horn lays it up and in. They had 2 wins, the first one over the College of Biblical Studies by 47, second one over the University of Dallas by 41. Since then, losses at Wichita State and Oklahoma State by 43 and 27. They haven't played a game closer than 27 points. This is 23 at the moment.
And at one point, it was up over 30. So, again, it goes back to margin and teachable moments and continue to build what's called plateaus. When you want to keep building on your lead, you don't want to let off the gas. And that's what Dennis Gates is talking about. Dennis Gates is very animated talking to his team right now. He is not happy at all. He's talking to his bench. He's talking to the players on the floor.
Northweather gets the second one. Prairie View will be back in action over the weekend in Pensacola against UT Martin. Jacob Cruz, former Skyhawks, and the winner of Southern Mississippi and North Florida. Gauntlet of a non-conference schedule, of course. Not just the 3 high major stretch they're closing out right now, and some strong mid-majors at that, but also a couple of more SEC opponents to come. Williams too strong. Mack has the board. They'll play Louisiana State in Baton Rouge and Texas A&M in College Station. Final 2 games before getting going in the SWAC after New Year's Day. Out of bounds to Prairie View A&M. 2 minutes.
I don't think Dennis Gates is going to like that shot. I think he wanted that ball to move and not force a shot like that.
Byron Smith and the Panthers had a lot of those tough ones. Missouri tonight, then LSU and A&M. Either side of Christmas. It's the reality of the sport. Got to keep the lights on.
Absolutely.
Williams out of the corner.
His third 3 of the night, too. He has shot a ball.
Barrett all the way inside.
Good take. Teal Barrett is an improved player. Mizzou's going to lean on T.O. this year at different times throughout this season. He's still a piece I really look to as being a player that can help this team in different ways on both ends of the floor and at the point guard position.
Bryant has 16 points and 5 rebounds off the bench. Nobody else has scored off the bench for Prairie View. Foul and maybe a goaltend too at the end of that. Although the ball might have been below the rim by the time it was touched by Bryant.
Marcel Bryant 16 and 5. A lot of that coming in the second half. Just kind of as an off-ball wing and making shots. Being aggressive to look for his offense here in the second half.
Barrett went 1 for 2 earlier, his first 2 free throws of the season. He has 5 points, a rebound, and an assist. 14 minutes. Horn attacks on Stone, off the window and the foul.
Horn still playing hard. Strong attack. Jaden Stone was playing aggressive defense there. One-on-one situation, and Horn able to win that battle.
Horn has made all 4 of his free throws as well. He has 10. 5 different players in double figures for the Panthers, but nobody else has scored. The 4 starters and Marcel Bryant have accounted for all 70 points. Horn has a game-high 7 assists as well.
And this is something, too. You don't want to let off the gas, so coaches are going to see this final 4 minutes. And I'll just say, Dennis Gates has not looked happy over the last 3 minutes. I mean, it's now 18, and Mizzou at one point was well up over 30. Hervey doing a nice job, but Dennis is not happy with the production that's been there here over the last few minutes.
The largest lead for Missouri was 35 points. Since then, Prairie View has outscored Mizzou 30-13. Stone step back.
Oh my goodness! Jacob Cruz, have a day. My goodness, with the left hand.
20 points for Jacob Cruz in style.
That was nasty. Not gonna lie, Jacob Cruz. Didn't know you had that in you there.
The long hair, Jacob Cruz can do whatever he wants. 20 points, 8 rebounds, ultra efficient. Thomas, no, follow, go. That'll do it.
What a highlight to close the night for Mizzou. They get to 91. Jacob Cruz with another exceptional night off the bench for Mizzou to carry them to a win.
Prairie View outscores Missouri after halftime, and the Tigers had built plenty of cushion. 91-73, Mizzou wins it behind a game-high 20 points from Jacob Cruz. No 2 more impressive than these.
Yeah, Jacob Cruz, 24 minutes tonight, 20 points, sufficient. But the exclamation point, that will be a moment he remembers for a long time. The left hand on the follow. What a way to finish the night for Mizzou on a night they were very good as a team passing the ball offensively and scored it at a high level.